and I appreciate your patience. Send you a link very, very soon. Let me check his face and see if everything's in order. I want to make sure if everything's in order. Let's see here. Okay, let's just see here if everything's in order. Okay, let me just see if everything's in order. Yeah, we're on it, right? I just want to make sure face. I'm just checking here. Yeah, we on. We go. We on. Everything's perfect. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna just send the link to everybody. To my old brother and sister. So we can get started. We can get started now. Let me send the link to everyone. Okay. If you see me live, please just say I'm trying I'll see you live. Just let me know. If you see me live, just tell hey I'm trying I'll see you live right there. I want to send the link to everybody. Just let me know so I know if you guys are live or not. Send to everybody. If you see me live, just let me know hey I'm trying I'll see you live right there. So we can get started. Okay, if you see me live, my beautiful brother and sister, my beautiful familia, one and only, please let me know. Hey, I'm trying I'll see you live right there. So I can get started. Okay, so I can start. Okay, let me just share with everybody here. Okay. Okay, I want to send the link quick to everyone so I know if all of you can see me live. Okay, cool. So let me know, my brother and sister. Just let me know, hey, I'm live. We're live. So we can get started, right? I'm just waiting for you guys to tell me, hey, I'll see you right there. I'll see you live. So we can get started, okay? I'm just waiting for you guys. Hey, look, I'm just getting myself ready here so we can get started. Let me know if you see me live and then we can get started, right? I'm just waiting for you, my beautiful brother and sister. I'm waiting for you, my beautiful brother and sister. My brother, you know, the kings and the queen, my familia, so we can get started. Whenever you're ready, just let me know so we can get started. Let me know, we can start. I'm just waiting for you guys to let me know. Hey, Trana, we're ready. We can start right now, and then I'll just go ahead and start. Write the comments there under the comment section. Say, I'm here. Or hey, let me know where you from or your name so I know everybody's here so we can get started right now. I'm just waiting for you, my brother and sister, to tell me that are you here so we can start. Please let me know. So for that being said, I think I can get started, right? Let me just get started. Let me make sure everybody has a link again one more time so nobody is missing out. Yes, I think everybody should get the link. Okay. Okay. So let me know if you're here, right? Oh. Rebecca is here. All the way from Port Elizabeth. Yo, that's good. I see Rebecca is here. She said Rebecca is here. Simtelile Mtwas. Alright, I think Simtelile is here. hey, just tell me if you're here, because I'm just waiting for you. So once you let me know, hey, I'm here, like they will say, hey, like Rebecca is here. Hey, Mtwana, I'll see you live. All right. Mtulize Nizama, say Mtwana, see you live. So I think I can get started, right? We don't want to waste a lot of time. I think everybody's here, or if you're not here, then they know how to come here. So we can just go ahead and continue with our mission. Okay, so let me get started. Because we all know how to get here. So I can start. Or probably can give like maybe 2 minutes or 1 minute to see other ones to make sure everybody's here, so nobody's is missing out. Because I want to make sure everyone is here. Just 2 minutes, and then otherwise go ahead. Other ones they're gonna watch maybe, or they're gonna catch us halfway. Okay, let me get started. Right? Lamin is here. Pumzile, one and only Fifi. Fifi, where you at? Refilo Fifi. So let us know if you're here. Okay. So let me just go ahead and get started, right? So this is very, very important concept, right? Very, very important things I want to show you guys. So that's why I want to make sure everybody's here. Nobody's gonna miss out. Rebecca is here. Hey, Simtelele. Mtuliza Nizama. Hey, Mtwana, I'll see you live. Okay, let me get started, right? So let me just come here. So we're gonna be dealing with this equation of a line, intercept, parallel line, perpendicular lines. We're gonna be dealing with all of this, okay? Now let me get started. Let me put my microphone right here close to me, because I want to make sure everybody hear me clear. Okay, let me get started. So let's just go ahead and say, well, I can move my computer like this, okay? Let me just go ahead and say, well, we can get started. Okay, let me put my pen here close to me. Okay, we're ready. Okay, so we're gonna do equation of a line, intercept, graph, standard equation of a line, how to find perpendicular, parallel, and all the stuff about equation of a line. Let me go next page and then we can get started. Okay, now look, this is gonna be a very intense class. Okay, look, for example, let's say you have some people don't know how to read. Okay, let me get something very, very important. I think this one. Let me just get something here very, very important. Just a second, because I think this is very, very important. I want to show you guys before we get started. Very, very important. Very, very important. Very, very important. Very important. Yes, this one right here. Yes, I got it. I want to show you how to. Okay, just a minute. I'll be there. Now. Just now. Just a minute. Yes. I want to show you something very, very crucial. Before we start to do equation of a line, intercept. Okay, let me just get from, because I want to get Cartesian plane. Here. Let me get from the internet here, Cartesian plane, because this is very, very important. They ask a lot of this question. That when you finish, we're gonna go back again to the financial math. Okay, but I wanted to touch something new today, something very, very new today. Okay, so okay, let me just get. I want to get Cartesian plane here. Cartesian plane. I want to get Cartesian plane quick. Okay, let me get Cartesian plane. Get Cartesian plane here, and then yeah, let's just Cartesian plane. Okay, X, Y plane. This is very, very important topic. Very, very important topic. We get equation of a line. How to get perpendicular, when two lines are perpendicular to each other, when they're parallel to each other, turning point, and everything we're gonna do today. Okay, very intense class. Okay, let me just do this. Yes, I got it. Thank you. Come back here and paste it. Okay, copy. Yes, let's come back here. Paste this one here. Yes, this is what I was looking for. Thank you. Okay, I hope you all can see that. You're gonna see something is gonna pop up. Okay. Okay, first and foremost, let me just make my face smaller. My face is so big right there. It's like I'm covering everything. I'm not supposed to be like that. Okay, make it smaller a little bit. like that is okay. Cool. It's okay. This is fine. It's fine. Like here, some people like to see my face. Okay, I'm trying to want to see your face. Okay, look. Okay, this is perfect. Okay, let's get started, right? I'll be very fast, but like I said, we're gonna do a lot of example. Okay, so look. So first and foremost, I want you to know how to read coordinates, because this for us to start a question of a line, because this is for beginner. So some people first and foremost, they don't know how to read the coordinate on the XY plane. And then from there, we're going to go to the question of a line. Okay, question of a line. And then after, we're going to go to intercept, perpendicular, etc., etc. Look, for example, let's say here, right? Okay, let's somebody say, okay, which point is this? Okay, they give here, let's say this is A. They say, which is A? So first and foremost, start to read on X. Always, any coordinates always have an X and Y. You always have to start to read X and then you go to Y. Meaning, you have to start to the X axis and then you're going to go to the Y axis. Now, let's start to the X axis. So X axis is going to be 1, 2. Oh, it's a 2. So the value of X is going to be 2. Now, how are you going to get to Y? For me to get Y, I'm going to say, well, I can get to Y is easy, because then I'm going to say, okay, so you always have to start with the X. If I want to get to A, you don't just say, I have to go to A. No, you must go on the X axis always. How many steps is going to be 1, 2. And then you still have to get there, means you must go up again. 3, 4, 5. So the value of Y is the vertical axis, is going to be equal to Y. Let's take more example, right? Somebody give you, let's say, let's say here, let's say they say this is K. So how are you going to get your K? To get your K easy, because first and foremost, I'm going to start with the X axis. To get to K, you don't just say, I'm going to get to K. No, go move to the X axis. So to move to the X axis, you must go how many steps? 1, 2, 3. Oh, I don't want to go for, because my point is here. So X equal to 3 at value K. X equal to 3, because you must start to the X and then you must go to Y. How many steps to go to Y? 1, 2, 3. But remember, when you go up is positive. So also 3. Now let's take more example, right? This somebody give you, let's say this point here. Let's say this point M. So you don't look at the letter, you look at the point. Okay. Now let's read the point. So I'm going to say, well, first I must start to the X axis. So it's going to how many steps? You must start to the X axis always. So even though I want to come here, but I must start to the X. Should I go to the right or to the left? Of course, I have to go to the left. How many steps? 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. So 3. The value of X equal to 3, because you always start to the X. And then for me to get to this point, I must move how many steps downwards? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so the value of Y equal to -4. So always start with the X and then go with the Y. I'm going to show more 3 examples, and then we get to our business of equation of a line. Okay, because some people don't know how to read coordinates on the XY plane. That's why I want to start with this basic concept, so that you're not going to miss out. Okay, now, so just remember, right? When you read any point to Cartesian plane, you must start with the X and then you must go for Y. For example, somebody give you, let's say you're given here, let's say they say, okay, this is point M. So how are you going to read point M? So I must start always with the axis, okay? So even though I want to come here, I must start with the X. So we must move along X axis. So should I go left or right? Obviously, I'm going to go to the right. How many steps? 1. Should I go more? No, since my M is here is enough. And then I have to move downward. How many steps downward? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the value of X is just 1 step, and the value of Y, how many steps? 4. But remember, downward means negative. So it's going to be -4. Okay? More example. I'll do one more example, and then we're going to start to do a equation of a line. I don't want to waste a lot of time on this. Just 2 more examples, and then we'll move to the equation of a line. Okay? So stay here. Okay, because you don't want to do 2 hours how to read coordinate on Cartesian plane. Okay, but I thought important for me to start from here, just in case for some people who miss past classes, then they're going to be able to understand. Okay, let's say more example. Let's say somebody give you this coordinate right here. Excuse me. They say this is Z. So how are you going to read your Z? So first and foremost, start with the X axis. Means I must walk along X axis, but obviously I'm going to go to the left. Excuse me, because I want to come right here. So I'm going to go to the left. How many steps? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the value of X at Z, X equal to -4, because you move to the left. And then what the value of Y? The value of Y is going to be how many steps? Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be 4, but a positive, because when you move up is positive, when you move down is negative. Same with the X. When you move to the left is negative. That's why here I say -1, -2, -3, -4, -4. And then when I move up, the value of Y became positive. Always start with the X and then go for Y. 2 more example. Okay, now let's say somebody give you this coordinate here. They say this is coordinate T. So how are you gonna get your T? Do not look at the letter, look at the points. So this is what we want. This is what we want, right? That's what we want. Since that's what we want, we're gonna say butlabani dlamini is here. We're gonna get to the intercept and the slope and perpendicular and parallel. This is very, very important, right? So stay here. So I'm gonna say, wow, butulani dlamini is here, right here from KZ10. So we say, well, we want to get to this point here, right? Even though my T is here, but I do not look at the T, look at the point. So the point is here. So should I move to the left or right? Obvious, I'm going to move to the right. How many steps? Look, 1, 2, because you must start with the X. Never start with Y. When you start with Y, you're going to be in trouble, right? You always have to start with the X and then with Y. Okay, so to read any coordinate, you must start with the X and then you go for Y. Now let's go. So even though my point is here, but I must start with the X, I must work on the X. How many steps? Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. So my X is going to be equal to 4, but I'm not there at the point because my point is here, means I must move downwards. How many steps I'm going to move downwards? I'm going to go 1, 2. Oh, so for the Y is going to be negative 4. So X equal to 4 and Y negative 4. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how you read the coordinate or you allocate the coordinate on a Cartesian planes. Let me take more example, right? Let's take more example. So now we're gonna check something called intercept, okay? We're gonna check something or concept which is very, very crucial, which is called intercept. We're gonna check X-intercept and Y-intercept. What that mean? Look, whenever you say X-intercept, right? When you say X-intercept, when X-intercept Y equal to 0. Okay, let me right here, sorry. When X-intercept, just remember that. When X-intercept, always Y equal to 0, and vice versa. Means when Y-intercept, X equal to 0. Remember that. Okay? So when you say X-intercept, what that means? When you say X-intercept, it's like this. You have X something, but the value of Y equal to 0. So that's a X-intercept. Let's go for Y-intercept. Y-intercept, remember, whenever you have a coordinate, this is X and this is Y. Never start with Y. You always start with the X. Okay? So you're going to say, when Y is intercept, means we have something Y, but X is going to be 0. Means X, it can be any number. Let's say it could be any number here. Let's say 3. And Y here can be any number. Let's say negative 4. So when you say X-intercept, meaning you have a value on the X coordinate. Let's say 3, I'm just saying, but a Y equal to 0. That's an X, or it can be any number. As long as you have a number on the X, on the X point. But for Y-intercept means on the Y you have a number, but on the X is 0. So let's check here on the graph what that means. Look. Let me ask you something here. If somebody, let's say, they say, hey, listen, which point is this? So this point lies on the x-axis. Now let's allocate, let's read that point. If you want to allocate that coordinate, you're going to say, if you want to read that coordinate, how are we going to read? Now let's go. Should I move to the left or to the right? You know, we always have to move on x-axis face. Pumzilla is here, say, I'm right here. Can't you see my hands? That's what she said. I see her hands right there, all the way from KZ10. Mpumalanga, KZ10, and KZ10. Okay? So, she got family in Pumalanga, so never mind. Pumalanga and KZ10. Look, so first and foremost, you have to look, okay, should I move to the left or to the right? Because you either have to move to the left or right. So I'm going to say, well, I have to move to the left because it has to be X and Y. So if I move to the left, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Oh, the value of X equal to 3. Always you have to start with the X. So we're there already. So now, for us to get Y, should I move up or down? No, you cannot move nowhere because you're there, right there already. So I don't have to go nowhere because that's where I want to go. So the value of Y is going to be 0. You see that? So then, in other way, you can say that's an X-intercept because we don't have a Y. So these we call X-intercept. Let me check more example. Let's say somebody give you here. They say, hey, read that one. So we know this X-intercept. You know why? Because, look, now let's go. We're going to say, well, if I want to come to this coordinate here, let's put blue. Right there. Now, where should I move? Left or right? Oh, of course, I'm going to move to the left because this is origin 0, 0. So I'm going to go 1, 2. Oh, the value of X equals negative 2 because you must start with the X. And it's on the left. So it's negative. Okay, now when you hear now, I'm already at the point. I don't have to move up or down because I'm already at that point. So the value of Y means I don't have to go up and down because if I move up or down, means I'm going to move away from the point. So the value of Y is 0 because I don't have to go nowhere because I've already arrived where I want to go. So the value of Y equals to 0. So these are X-intercept because whenever X-intercept to Y equals to 0 means when I get to the X, I don't have to go to move to the Y. So these are X-intercept. Okay, let's take more example. So somebody say they give you this coordinate here. Let's say this one here. They say this is P. How are we gonna read it? They say, okay, well, so should I move to you have to start from the origin. So should I move to the left or to the right? Of course, I have to move to the right because this is my point. I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4. So X is going to be equal to 4. Now, what about Y? To know Y means when I'm here, should I move to the up or down? No, I don't have to move up or down because that's the point I'm looking for. So the value of Y equals to 0. And in another way, you're going to say this X-intercept because X-intercept to y equal to 0. So what did you learn? We learned that whenever anything, you see here, the value of y equal to 0, because it was -3 and 0. You see this one here, it was -2 and 0. You see this one, or because it lies on the x-axis. So in other way, anything which lies on x-axis, the value of y equal to 0. So in other way, you can say when x-intercept, y equal to 0. You see here, y equal to 0, y equal to 0, y. So whenever the coordinate it touch or cut x-axis, the value of y equal to 0. Or in other way, you can say that's x-intercepts. When you say x-intercept means the value of y equal to 0. Just remember that, right? Now let's go for the y-intercept. So the y-intercept means the reverse of what we say. For example, somebody give us a coordinate here, right? They say, okay, read that coordinate. So first and foremost, you got to start from the origin. That's the origin point. We always start from the origin. And now we look, okay, should I move to the left or right? Okay, if I'm here and then I want to figure out whether I have to move to the left or right, I don't have to, because look, I'm always have to touch the x. Means the only option for me, I have to move left or right. But can I move left or right? No, because if I move to the left, means I move away from the point. If I move to the right, means I move away from the point. So the value of x equal to 0, since I have to start with the x, and there's nothing I can do with the x because I can't move to the left, I can't move to the right, because this is my pointer 1 here. So the value of x equal to 0. Now let's go for the y. If I want to get y, means I have to move how many steps? 1, 2. So the value of y equal to 2. You see that the value of y equal to 2. Oh, so what did I learn? I learned that whenever the coordinate touch or cut at y, the value of x equal to 0. Or in other way, you can say this is y-intercept. Okay, more example. Somebody give me this coordinate here. They say, okay, read that coordinate. So first and foremost, I know I have to read it for x and then I go for y. Now, when you start at the origin, the face steps is either have to move to the left or have to move to the right. But if you can look careful here, should I move to the left? No, because this is my point here. Should I move to the right? No. So the value of x, nowhere I can go, means x equal to 0. Now, should I move up or down? I want to move down because this is my point. How many steps I'm going to move? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the value of y equal to -4. So that means this is y-intercept, because when x equal to 0, y will have a number. When x equal to 0, y will have a number. So we learn that whenever anything cut or touch at y-axis, the value of x equal to 0, and then we have a value. For example, here 0, 4, because there was no x, y equal to 0. And remember, you must start with the x always, and then you go with y. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so look, before I go further, if you have any question, please let me know. I'm trying to repeat, so I can repeat. Or if everything's okay, then I move to the next. So I'm gonna move to the next one, right? But if you want me to repeat, please leave a comment right there saying trying to look. Can you please say it again? Please, can you try to say it again? Then I'm gonna do that again. I don't have a problem for me to do as many as you want. Okay, as many times as much as you want, I can do that. Okay, I'm here for you, my beautiful family. Okay, my brother and sister. Okay, so I'm trying to go fast because so that we can do a lot of things, because we might go very slow and then do one example for half an hour, 1 hour, or should you do 1,000 example in 1 hour? I think we better do 1,000 example in 1 hour, because the more example you do, the more you get familiar and used to the concept. Okay, now so what did you learn? We learned that when x-intercept to y equal to 0, and when y-intercept x equal to 0, because you always have to start to the x is 0, y-intercept. Okay, now let's go to the question now. For example, so they're not going to ask something like that. Let's go to the question now. Sometimes they're going to ask something like this. Look, before we go there, you see, there's a line here, but this line here, it has a question. See what I'm saying? It has a question. Just like, look, what is this? This is a human or person. So even though this is like a shape of a person, but we know this is the person. So same with this one. This is the line, but the name is, we call it equation of a line. Or you can say linear equation. Linear is something which is more like straight, like, linear. Something, some people know what the linear is like this. This is not linear. This is not linear. Linear is like line, or it must be straight. Linear. Okay? So now we want to check those equations of a line and how to solve them. So first and foremost, we need to know the standard equation of a line, because every figure or every mathematical shape it has a standard, or most. Let me say most, not every. Most of the mathematical shapes, they have standard equation. So now for equation of a line, it always like this: mx plus c. And or most of the equation of a line, they have a standard equation, which is y equal to mx plus c. What does m represent? M represents a slope. And what does C represent? C represent Y-intercept. Oh, so when you say Y-intercept, now we know where it's going to cut at Y. So M represents a slope and this C represent Y-intercept. Meaning if I have like this, so this is going to be our Y, our C. So if somebody give me this line here, say, what the value of C? We know C equal to 3 because C represent Y-intercept. And when you say Y-intercept is where it cut at Y-axis. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, what does M represent? When you say slope, slope is like an inclination. It's like this inclination here. So if I have a line like this inclination, call it slope. But for now, it's bigger than 0 because if it goes right hand side, means slope is bigger than 0. But if our line is like that, and then we know this slope here is going to be less than 0. Remember that, right? Okay, let me write and say it again. But I'm going to explain to you now how you get the slope. Now. Like how we get the slope and how to find the slope and how we get the intercept is very, very important, okay? And then after this, you're going to go and touch financial math. Okay, we're going to touch financial math right now because I want us to be aggressive a little bit, okay? So we can have enough time for us to do a lot of revision. And if, okay, I see. Okay, so what did you say? We say a standard equation for a line is like a y equal to mx plus c. That's a standard equation. For example, somebody say we have equation which is y equal to negative 4x plus 3. They say sketch a graph. Or they might tell you, oh, this equation, they might give this question. Okay, which graph is for this equation? So first and foremost, I need to work it out. There's no way you can just guess. So you must work it out. How are we going to work it out? So this is how you work it out. So first and foremost, remember, if you have a line, we know we have two things. First and foremost, we have a what? X-intercept, and you have a Y-intercept. What that means if the line is cut here, means you're going to have a point where it cut at X, which you call it X-intercept. And you have a coordinate where it cut at Y, and that's what we're going to call Y-intercept. And we know whenever there's an X-intercept, value of Y equal to 0. And when we have a Y-intercept, X equal to 0. So we're going to have to use these two to solve the equation. Okay? So we know for fixed, whenever we have a line, means the line must cut at X and Y. It does not for the most case. But we have some line which does not cut X and Y, which I'm going to explain to you. Now let's go. So now we're going to say, well, so let's say we have to draw this equation. So let me start first. When X-intercept, Y equal to 0. When X-intercept, Y equal to 0. So take this one and then substitute in this equation. When X-intercept, Y equal to 0. So what you do, you come to your equation. Look here. I'm going to come to this equation and say, do I have my Y? Now you come here. Do I have a Y? Yes, this is Y. Y equal to 0. So I'm going to replace this Y with a 0. I'm going to say 0 equal negative 4. Do I have my X? No, I don't have X. It's just X. So right away, it's very easy. Just plug how you see. Plus, you just say plus. 3, just say 3. So the next thing I'm going to say, well, I know how to go here. Letter must separate with the letter and number must separate with the number. This is going to go to the left. Remember, this is negative. When it jump, equal sign is going to become what? Positive. Because once there's an equal sign, once something jump here, is not going to be no more negative. It's going to become positive. The sign must change. So this negative is going to become positive, but a 4x, right? Equal sign, right your equal. So on the right hand side, we left only with 3. So how I'm going to get x? Since we have 4x, I don't need the 4. I just need only x. So divide by 4 and divide by 4. This and this constant, why we divide? Because there's a multiplication here in between. This and this constant, then we say x equal to 4 over 3. So our x-intercept equal to 4 over 3. See, because y I start with x-intercept to y equal to 0. So my x-intercept is 4 over 3. So I'm going to say, okay, then I know. Now I can simply write here, when x-intercept, which is 4 over 3, but we can put in decimal. The best way to write in decimal. Not must, but it is better, I think, when you put in decimal, because you have to allocate those coordinates on a Cartesian plane. Okay, so let me put my my calculator here quick. Put my calculator here, casual. Sorry. My calculator, quick. Okay, I'm gonna put my calculator. Okay, so let me put my calculator right here, quick. Okay, plug in the calculator. We say 4 over 3. 4 over 3 is 1.33. You can plug in the calculator that one. 4 over 3 is 1.33. So you say 4 divided by 3. Okay, 1.33. Okay, then you press SD. And then it's going to be, you come here and press SD. So 1.333. Okay, cool. We got that one. 1.3. So let me, oh my God, I'm sorry. So I'm going to move my calculator again back to the other side. Okay. So then we know the value of x. Okay, we know the value of x. So 4 over 3, or you can say 1.333, just 1.3. So we know this x, when x-intercept y equal to 0. Okay. Now we want to get y-intercept. So we know when y-intercept x equal to 0. So now if you want to get y-intercept, you reverse the process. When y-intercept x equal to 0. Because remember, these are x-intercept y equal to 0. But now, when y-intercept x equal to 0. So what you do, you come to this equation here, which they gave us. Now you go, y, do I have my y? No, I don't have my y. So y equal, right, you equal, negative, 4, 4. What the value of x? The value of x equal to 0. You're going to say bracket 0, and then you plus 3. So then you're going to say my y equal, negative 4 times 0, 0, plus 3, plus 3. So y equal to positive 3. So then y-intercept, when x equal to 0, y equal to positive 3. So what we left with now, we can draw or sketch this graph. Let's sketch this graph right now. Let's sketch the graph. So we're going to say, well, what the value of x? X-intercept to 1.33. It's like a 1, this is 2. 1.3 is going to be somewhere here. 1.3 and 0. Now, y-intercept equal to 3 means on a y, we're going to cut at y3 means 1, 2, 3 somewhere here. So then we can draw a graph. We're going to say, well, let's just connect these 2 points. I'm sorry, I don't have a ruler here. So please forgive me. Don't just say, oh, that does not look like a equation of a line. What is it doing? It doesn't even draw well. I don't like that guy. I don't know how to, never mind. Okay. As long as you have an idea how to draw. So this is the equation. This is the point, which is what? 1.3 and 0. And then, oh, I'm sorry. 0, 3. And x-intercept is 1, or you can say 4, 3 and 0. Same thing. Okay. Let me do more example, right? Let me do more example. And then we're going to go to the equation of a line, perpendicular and parallel. Okay. Let me do 2 more examples, but with a fast pace. Okay. Let's say somebody tell you. Okay. Let's say you're given, right? Y equal to negative 1 over 3x plus 12. Plus 12. Now they say, okay, sketch a graph. How are we going to sketch a graph? We just needed 2 things, x-intercept and a y-intercept. So I'm going to go say, okay, let me go ahead and say, okay, when x-intercept, y equal to 0. So I'm going to take this coordinate and substitute in the equation. So when x is intercept, now you come to your equation. Do I know my value of y? 0. Y equal to 0. So I'm going to say this equal to 0. Equal. Negative 1 over 3, negative 1 over 3. Now you come here. Do I have my value of x? Oh, no. I don't have x. X is just x. Plus. Right, my 12. So you use this coordinate and substitute in this equation. You just ask yourself, do I know my y? No, y equal to 0. I write my 0. Equal. Negative 1 over 3, just a negative 1, 3, just a number. Do I know my x? X, I don't know, just a x. Plus, 12. So what I'm going to do now, I have to separate number and a letter. So all this is going to go to the left because these are letters and this is just a number. You have to separate. If you take all this to the left, it's going to become 1 over 3x. This means you take here. You have an equal sign, write your equal sign. On the right hand side, you have a 12. So you want to get the value of x. How are you going to get the value of x here? There's a lot of ways you can do. The first way is the way that I find a lot of students that prefer. You just divide by 1 over 3 and then divide by 1 over 3. This and this cancel. So your x equal. Now take your calculator, say 12 divided by 1 over 3. Or we know that's equal to 36. You come to your calculator here, but we know that's equal to 36. Let me put my calculator close so you can see. Okay. So we just come here and then we say, wow, we know how to do that. Okay, so we come here with plugs. Okay, come here, this is going to be 0. And then press that one is going to be 0. Okay, let me just press this has to be 0. Quick, it has to be 0. My apology. My calculator kind of freezing a little bit. Okay. Sure. It does want to reply. I don't know. Okay. No problem. So how are we going to say? We say, how did I apply? Or 12 divided by 1 over 30. So I'm going to say, okay, fraction. I can say 12, and then divide, and then come in fraction, 1 over 3. But it's, yeah, 1. Sure. It's kind of freezing a little bit, and I appreciate your patience. Just a second. Okay, come here, 1, and they say fraction over 3, but we know equal to 36. 1 over 3 is going to be equal to 36. 1 divide. My computer is freezing, but it'll be back. No, yeah, 1 over 3. And they come right here, and they close. And that's going to give us 36. That's going to give us 36, my brother and sister. Okay, close. Okay, just say equal. If you say equal, this should give us 36. But let me just go ahead and continue, since it's kind of, my calculator kind of, okay, 36, yes, thank you. So let's move the calculator aside. Okay, so that's going to give us what? 36. Oh, okay. So then we say x equal to 36. So then we're going to say the value of x-intercept equal to 36 and the value of y equal to 0, because that's the x-intercept. Now let's go for y-intercept. So we know for the y-intercept, x equal to 0. It's like you reverse the process. Everything you said, you say in other way around. I'm sorry. Okay, if you have any question, you can ask me, right? Say, hey, do you get 4 over 3? I got 3 over 4. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. Cannot remember that question. The important thing, understand the concept, right? 4 over 3. Which question? The previous question, right? But I erased that question, but I can just slide back. But look, the important thing, understand, right? Even if I make mistake with the calculator, understand the concept, okay? The important thing, understand the concepts. Follow the procedure, and maybe you can redo later, okay? Because I don't want to slide back. But if it's only calculator, then it's no problem. But if it, because I see the Butulan examine, say, hey, Mchana, x equal to 4 over 3. I get 3 over 4. Okay, I can slide back and see. Okay, so then you want to go for y-intercept. I'm going to go back to the previous question, never mind. So if you want to go for x-intercept, we know y equal to, for x-intercept, for y-intercept, x equal to 0. Or in other way, look, let me show you the easy way. This is your standard equation. So we know if you had to compare this equation with the standard equation of a line, look, m x plus c, this is going to be c. Look, c is here, and we said our c equal to y-intercept. So this is going to become y-intercept, which equal to 12. So I don't have to solve it. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you compare this equation they gave to you with the standard equation of a line, what you do, say this is my c equal to 12, and then c equal to 12. You see what I'm saying? Oh, you can solve if you want. It's okay. Let me get y-intercept. When y-intercept x equal to 0, so I'm going to take my equation, say y equal to negative 1 over 3. What the value of x? X equal to 0. Because you just come here, look. Y, do I know my y? No, I don't know. Equal, negative 1 over 3, negative 1 over 3, x. Do I know my x? X equal to 0. Put your bracket 0, and they say plus 12. So plus 12, or plus 12. So y equal to anything times 0 equal to 0 plus 12. So y equal to 12. That's what I say when x-intercept, y equal to 12. Or you can simply look at the last number, the one who has no x. That's going to be your y-intercept. Okay? So equal to 12. So we know the value of x-intercept and the y-intercept. Y-intercept, we say, is 0 and 12. And x-intercept is 36 and 0. So we can allocate this point. When 0 and 12, but our calculator is not enough. Our Cartesian plane is not too big, but we can just say, okay, y equal to 0, x equal to 0, y equal to 12 means if this is 0, y equal to 12 means it's going to be somewhere here, a rough sketch, but that's not accurate point, okay? Don't you say, oh, that's supposed to be 6 or 5. Why you say 12? I'm just saying rough sketch, okay? Or you can just do something like this, look. X, when x equal to 0, y 12. Let's say this is 12, we assume 12. X equal to 0 means you can go left or right, but value of y equal to 12, so it's going to be here. But here, x equal to 36, we assume equal to this one, 36. Value of y equal to 0, we know there's no y here because it's on x-axis, x-intercept. So then we can connect the point. Do you understand what I'm saying? But now, let me say something here very, very important. Let me copy this question aside and say something very, very important. Look at question. Look at this. You see this, okay. Now, let me, before I say that, look, let me write something very, very important here. I want to explain to you. Very, very important. Look at this, check. So we know standard equation of a line y equal to mx plus c. So if you had to compare with the equation which they gave to us 1 over 3 plus 12, look, if you can look careful, look, this is our c, which is y-intercept 12. Okay? And this is x and this x. So this is going to be our m. That's going to be our m. And we know the meaning of m is slope. So what the value of slope? Our slope equal to negative 1 over 3. Can I see how I compare? When you compare, you must compare with the sign. You see how I compare? X and x is just x, so they cancel. You don't need them. So the value of m, which is slope, m meaning slope, equal to negative 1 over 3. Okay? And since the value of slope is negative, that's why this graph goes this way. See here the way how it went? But if it was positive, it's supposed to go that way. Remember that. Let me do more example. So what is the slope? Our slope. So they're going to ask, what is the slope? You say, okay, my slope equal to this one here with no x. Never mention slope with the x. Slope is always with the x, but it's not x. So I'm going to say just negative 1 over 3. That's my slope. What is the what is y-intercept? Y-intercept we know is c. So my y-intercept equal to 12. And when y-intercept x equal to 0. More example. Then after this, I want to show you a question of a line. I think it was a mistake. Thank you so much for correction. If I made a mistake, then the important thing, understand the concept, right? I'm also make some silly mistakes sometimes. Okay? So the important thing, you guys understand the concept, right? Yes. The important thing, understand the concept and how things are done, okay? Okay, let's take more example, right? So somebody give us, let's say, look at this. So first and foremost, you have to know the standard equation of a line, which is y equal to mx plus c. Okay? Now, so they're gonna give stuff like this. Let me do, let's say, 3y minus 12 plus 4x equal to 1. Sure. So if you can look careful, this equation is not in a standard equation of a line. So first and foremost, I need to rewrite in a standard form of equation, which is y equal to mx plus c. It has to be like that. So what I'm going to do here, look at this equation, how it is. So I must do something with this. Let me go slowly here. This is very, very important. I must rewrite this equation. It has to look like this. So pay attention of your equal sign. This is my equal sign. So I'm going to write my equal sign first. Look what I'm doing. I'm going to look at this. And I must take this and do some magics here so it can look like that. So first and foremost, I'm going to write my equal sign. I'll write here equal sign. And this is my equal sign. So what do I need on the left? I just need only y. So here on the left of equal sign, I just need this group only. These other things must go over. So I'll say, well, so on the left, I'll be left to there. Only what? 3y. You see? Because you see, on the left of equal sign is just only y. And then everything must go to the right. So here on the left of equal sign, I just need only y. Because it has to look like this. Standard equation of a line. So if you can look here, equal sign, and then what is next? Next is something with the x. So this is going to come here first. So you look at this, it must be like that. So this is going to come over. It's not going to be, remember I say positive 4. You must take the sign. When it jumps, it's going to be negative 4, but with the x. Okay, and then, so it's not here no more. It went over equal sign. Okay, it's going to become negative because it was positive. Now, what is next? The next things, this must go over here also. Because I just need only y. You have to look at this, right? Everything you do, look at this. You only need y. So this is going to come over. Remember, this is negative. When you take something, you must take with the sign. The sign is always on the left. So negative 12, when it goes over, it's going to become what? Positive 12. But on the right hand side of equal sign, we have a 1. So we still have our positive 1. So we're getting there. So then I'm going to say, well, then it's going to be 3y equal to negative 4x plus 12 plus 1 equal to 13 positive. It's going to become 13. So you must rearrange in the standard equation of a line. So then, but is look like, but still not. mx, c is 13. But we're not done yet. You know why? Because if you can look careful in the standard equation of a line, we don't have a 3y. We only have a y here. So then we want to divide by 3, and divide by 3 because I don't need this 3. So then if I had to rearrange all this equation in a standard equation of a line, is going to become y equal negative 4 over 3 x plus 13 over 3. This is going to be the standard equation of a line. Now, look at this now. So after that, you're not done, because you have to compare with the standard equation of a line. How are we going to compare that? Look, you're going to say, well, this is like a y equal sign, negative 4 over 3 equal sign mx plus c. So then we're going to say, well, we have to compare now. x. So the value of m equal to negative 4 over 3. You see, you must take with the sign. You see how I do? With the sign. So my slope, m we know is a slope. So m, which is a slope, equal to negative 4 over 3. And what is the value of c? You must take with the sign. C equal to positive 13 over 3. So c, which we call it sometime y-intercept, equal to negative or positive 13 over 3. But remember, you can change all this stuff to decimal if you want. You can plug in decimal, say SD. You plug this decimal, you get SD. You see what I'm saying? So that's how you get, how you can change. Oh, I'm sorry. This is slope. And this is y-intercept, because c is y-intercept. It's not m, my apology. C is y-intercept. Okay, let me do more example, right? Let me do more example. So sometimes they give equation, they say find the slope and find y-intercept. So you have to know how to play around. Let me do 2 more examples of this, and then we can touch some financial, or I can do more question. Let me do more question of this actually, and then I can show you also how to get slope using a point. I think it was mistake, Pumzilla. She say, I think it was mistake. Thank you so much. So the important thing is understand the concept, right? Understand the concept and how to do things. That's, oh, why did I try to get 5? Why? Sometimes maybe I made some silly mistake. Okay. So yeah. Okay, now let's somebody give you 7 minus 2y minus 4x equal to negative 3. So first and foremost, we need to rewrite this equation to a standard form of a equation of a line. What is standard form of equation of a line? We know it has to be y equal to mx plus c, and we know for a fact this is slope. Slope, sometimes the other name of a slope is a gradient. So if they say gradient, you just know the same thing. Gradient, slope means the same. Gradient. It's the same thing. It does not make any difference. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do it. So they give here say this is plus. So first and foremost, I'm gonna have to rearrange this equation. Let's say this is negative 3. It has to be in the standard equation of a line. So what I'm going to do, look, if you can look at the standard equation, you have an equal sign. So I'm going to write my equal sign here. What do I need to have on the left? On the left, I just need to have a y only. So if I need only to have a y, meaning after equal sign, look, equal sign here. So on the left of equal sign, it must be only y. So here, if we have this equal sign, means I only need to be left with this one on the left. So this must go to the right, and this must go to the right. So then I'm going to say here it's going to be only negative 2y, because whenever you have a sign, you must live with a sign. Whenever you have a number, you must live with a sign. Negative 2y. And then what is the next? The next here, this must have something with the x. Means this is going to come face here after equal sign. So this is going to come here. But remember, this is positive, because we must take with the sign. When we jump, it's going to become negative 4x. The next thing, say, okay, well, The next thing, on after equal sign, I have -3. Means this is not here, and now 7 must go over equal sign. But remember, this is positive. When it goes over, it's going to become negative. Now, -7, excuse me, sorry, -7 minus 3. -7 minus 3 is going to be negative what? -10. So this is going to become -10, but you can plug in a calculator. When you say -3 minus -7 is going to give us what? -10. Let me see if did I say correct. Sorry. Yeah, -3 and -3 and -7 is going to give us -10. Kind of forgot the number. That's why I had to go back a little bit. I'm sorry about that. So this is going to give us -10. And remember, when you take your number, you must take the sign. So this is going to give us -10. So this is going to become -10. But does it look like that? Not yet. Why? Because y is fine, but we don't need this -2. It must be only y here. So we have to divide by -2, divide by -2, divide by -2. This and this cancel. So then, if this and this cancel, it's going to become y. Yes, we're supposed to live like that. Equal sign, equal sign. -2 over -4, negative, positive. 4 divided by 2, 2. X. Now we come here. Negative and negative, positive. 10 divided by 2 equal to 5. So this is standard form of equation. So the equation was not in a standard form. So we have to look at the standard form of equation of a line, and then we have to rearrange our equation so it can look like a standard equation of a line. So for that being said, now you know what they're going to ask you. They're going to say, okay, what is the slope and what is the y-intercept? So they're not going to say, okay, they're going to give you the equation which was there, and they say, what is the slope? So you're not going to determine the slope before you rearrange it. So you have to rearrange first. So I'm going to say, well, oh, you cannot see there. I apologize. So this our equation is y equal to positive 2x plus 5, the one that we just obtained. Okay. So if you compare with the standard equation of a line, which equal to y equal to mx plus c, so we know our m equal to 2, because x and x you don't need. So slope, or sometimes you call it gradient, equal to 2, and our y-intercept equal to 5. You see what I'm saying? And before even I draw this equation, I know this equation is going to go like this. You know why? Because slope is positive, and whenever slope positive, line is going to be like that. See? Okay, let's do two more example. Okay, look, if you understand, just let me know. Him, China, we understand. Or if you want me to repeat, let me know. I can repeat whatever you want me to repeat. Please let me know. Because when you started, I was fast a little bit, right? But hey, let's just go ahead and do more question. So if somebody gave you, for example, so most of the time, they're going to say, okay, find slope. Slope meaning gradient. So if somebody tell you gradient or slope, same thing. Find the slope and find y-intercept. And then after they say sketch. So what we have to sketch, let me go next page here so I can explain something, okay? They say sketch. Sketch what? Let me take a question and solve next page. So they give a question like this here. Oh no, that's gonna be way easy. I have to mix up a little bit. Okay, let's say negative 3x, let's say minus 11 minus y equal to 2. Now they say, okay, how did I say? They say find slope, but slope means gradient, and then they say find y-intercept, find x-intercept, and they say sketch. So what I'm going to do first and foremost, I have to rearrange this equation in standard form of equation of a line. What is the standard form? It has to be y equal to mx plus c. Okay, that's the standard form of equation of a line. Y equal to mx plus c. Oh, my handwriting is bad. Sorry about that. Equal to, so we're going to say it has to be y equal to mx plus c. So what I'm going to do now, I look at my question. This is the question they gave to me. So if you can look here for equal sign, I'm going to write my equal sign here. So on left, it must be only y. So if you can look at the left of equal sign, it has to be only y. Which one is y? This is y. You must take with the sign. And this is my equal sign. Okay, let me say it again. It's very, very important, this part, okay? If you don't understand, you let me know my statement, right? I can explain over and over, no problem. So you have to look at your standard, even though they ask for slope, intercept, x-intercept, and sketch. Rearrange your question in standard form of quadratic. Hey, I understand the calculation, but please, before end of the show, a negative and positive slope of the graph. How to identify even if before seeing the question? I'll tell you. Thank you. That's a very good equation. Very good equation, Pomzilla. So I'm going to come there. I'm going to respond to your question. So now we say, well, thank you so much, Pomzilla, all the way from KZ10. She represents. She would say, yeah, I'm from KZ10 now. Okay? I've got family also in Pumalanga, in Gauteng. All right. So I'm going to respond to your question, Pomzilla, very soon. Okay? So what we say, well, I have to rearrange my equation. It has to be in that form. So first and foremost, I have to look at my equal sign, right? That's my equal sign. On the left, you must be only y. Look at your equal sign on the left, only y. So it means I have to be left with only this. So which is negative 2y. And look, on the right, I have a 2. But we have to start the mx. Means this must go over equal sign. But anything when it jump equal sign is, you see, is negative. Once it jump equal sign, it must be positive. So it's going to become positive 3x. Okay? But this is not there no more. We only have a negative 2 to y, negative 2 to y, equal sign, and then 3x went over because it had to look like that, and then c. So on the right of equal sign, we still have our 2, but remember there's no sign means positive 2. When anything does not have a sign means positive, like if somebody say 4 means positive, okay? Even though there's no sign. So on the right of equal sign, we have a positive 2, and now this negative 11 must jump also because we don't need anything apart from negative 2. So it's going to jump, it's going to become, remember this is negative 11, it's going to become what? Positive 11. So then we're going to say negative 2y equal 3x. 2 plus 11 equal to 13. So it's already in the standard form, but it's not completely in the standard form because we don't need negative 2. It has to be y. Can you see here only y? So we're going to divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. This and this cancel. So y equal to 3 over negative 2. Or you can say the way, or you can say negative 2 over 3, 3 over negative 2, and then negative and positive, negative. 13 over 2. But there's an x here, you must write your x. Okay? So you have already rearranged your question in a proper way. Okay? Excuse me, sorry. But hey, look. Let me say something here. But we didn't answer the question here because from the question they say you determine the slope, y-intercept, and x-intercept, and then sketch a graph. Means we need to get the slope, y-intercept, x-intercept, and sketch the graph. Okay, so let's get all of that. Okay, now we go. So we're gonna say, look, I have to compare this. It's gonna be y. If I have to compare, say y equal to mx plus c. So what is my slope? My slope is the one with the x. Mean this number before x, but after you have rearranged in a standard form. So this is going to be my slope because look, this is your slope. X we don't need, and this is going to be my y-intercept because the c is a y-intercept. So you take with the sign. You always have to take with the sign because in the option, if it's the option, they're going to give you same number but with a positive and negative just to confuse you. But do not bind that. Once I don't buy them, you gotta be very careful. Okay, so I'll say, well, my slope, which you represent using letter m, equal to, let me write here. My slope, which you represent by using letter m, equal to 3 over 2. But a negative here, right? Negative. And it does not, okay, let me say something. Sometimes it confuses a lot of students. If somebody say 3 over 4 negative, if it's one negative, even if I write on top, it does not make any difference. Only if it's one negative. But if it's like this, then that's a different case because, you know, negative and negative is going to give us positive. Or positive and positive is positive. Or in other, you can say when the sign are the same, it's going to give us positive, even if it's negative and negative. As long as they're the same, they look alike. Plus and plus, plus, minus, minus, plus, because they look alike. But if the difference, let's say plus and minus, is going to be minus. Okay, it's going to be minus. But it does not matter which one starts. Even if you start with the negative and plus, it's going to be negative still because they're different. So different sign give us negative, but the same sign is going to give us positive. So I'm not supposed to go out of the concept, but you know, I always to like to introduce things just in case maybe you forgot or you don't know. So somebody give me, let's say 4 over 3 negative. This is negative because if there's no sign here, means positive. So positive and negative is positive. So it does not matter where I put negative or negative because even if I switch and say negative and positive, it's still negative because these are two different signs. It's negative, okay? So now go back to our question because that was not part of the question. So it's like 3 over negative 2, I can say negative 2 over 3 or negative. I can just put this sign at the top like you see there. So our slope equal to negative 3 over 2. Or if you want to put in decimal, you can say, okay, well, this, let me say, 2, how many 2 3 1, and they'll be left with 1. You can put in a calculator, it's going to be 1.5, but a negative because you have a negative. What is a y-intercept? A y-intercept is this one here with a sign. So y-intercept equal to negative 13 over 2. Or other way you can say like this. When y-intercept, we know x equal to 0. Or if you don't want to write like that, you can write like here below. Say, okay, when y-intercept, x equal to 0, because this y-intercept, which is the value of c sometime. But after you have rearranged your equation in a standard form. So I'm going to say 0, and then I can put here, say 13 over 2. What is 13 over 2? 6.5. Or you can leave it 13 over 2. It depends on your option if it's a multiple choice. But if it's a written, you write everything. But according to you, you my brother and sister, the one who brought me this question, most of your test is multiple choice. So this can be negative, 13 divided by 2, 6.5. So either answer can be that or that. So these are intercept. This is going to be y-intercept, and these are our slope, which is negative 1.5. You can say negative 2 over negative 3 over 2. So now we have to go and sketch a graph. Let me show you how you go and sketch a graph. No. Let's say find y-intercept, we have. Because y-intercept is the value of c. But after you have rearranged your equation in standard form. So make sure you master on how to rearrange your equation in standard form. So what is x-intercept? X-intercept, y equal to 0. So let me do x-intercept and we go draw our graph. So when x-intercept, y equal to 0. So I can go to the original equation, or you can take this one which you have simplified. It's okay, y equal to 3 over 2 negative x minus 12. 13 over 2. So if I want to get x-intercept, it's easy because I can say, okay, when x-intercept, y equal to 0. Mean this is going to be 0 here equal to negative 3 over 2 x minus 13 over 2. So then I can get my x-intercept. Because for me to draw, I must, okay, just a minute, sorry. So we have a 0 equal to negative 3 over 2x minus 13 over 2. But then, remember this is x and this is just a number. So x, you must separate to the number. Means I'll take this one over because this one has an x, this it doesn't have x. So when it goes over, it's going to become what? 3 over 2. But it's not going to be negative no more because jump equal sign is going to become positive equal sign. And then on the right hand side, we left with that. Because remember, only this went to the left. So on the right hand side, we left with the negative 13 over 2. But let me tell you something. Here is very easy. Oh, there's an x here. Sorry, this has an x, so this has an x. So for you to get x is a lot of ways you can do. But I want to do the very common and easy way. I don't want to get confused in many methods because your test is coming very soon. What you do, since you want to get x, so divide by what I don't need. I just need x. Divide by 3 over 2. And this divide by 3 over 2. Cancel. So the value of x-intercept equal to, put you on a calculator. There's a lot of ways you can do, like I say. But this is one of the method. Or one of the methods that you can do. So put your calculator here. Hide my face. Okay, now just come right here and then plug in the calculator. So we say, well, so I want to say fraction on the top. I have a negative, is a fraction face on the top, negative 13. And then we're going to divide by 2. Put your bracket always, because when you put your bracket, it means it's hard for you to make mistake. And then close your bracket, go to the bottom, and then open your bracket, put fraction, 3 over 2, 3 over 2. 3 over 2, 3 over 2, 3 over 2. Oh, my computer is freezing. I'm sorry. But it's going to come now. Okay, 3 over 2. It's kind of freezing, but it's coming now in a second. 3 over. Oh, okay. I have to delete 1. Okay, 3, and then we're over 2. I put a lot of fraction there, okay. 3 over 2. And they come here and they close a bracket. Okay, close a bracket. Sure. 3 over 2, 3 over 2. Wow, I write a lot of stuff here. Okay, I cannot repeat the same mistake. I don't like that. Okay, come down and remove this one, this box here at the bottom. Okay, come. It's not showing everything here. Let's see first. Okay. Move there. It's looking crazy at the bottom. Okay. Let me just remove everything because I'm getting upset now. The calculator is slow and then doesn't do the right whack. Okay, come here. Let me come at the bottom now, slowly. Shoo. Okay, this is 2. And then come here at the top. I'm sorry, my calculator kind of act up a little bit right. So 3, 3. And then come here. Okay, come again here. Come again here. Close. Yes, please. Don't do like that again. Okay, calculator. Okay, so then it's going to give us the answer. What is the answer? Negative 13 over 3. Okay, negative 13 over 3. So move my calculator to the left. Negative 13 over 3. So we come right here and finish up. Say negative 13 over 3. So this is going to give all the easy way. Let me show you the easy way. You can also count if this number and this number are the same. If it's a fraction, it's a fraction. This number, you can cancel them and say negative 13 over 3. But I'll say use a calculator. So that's going to be X-intercept. So this is a Y-intercept and our X-intercept negative 13 over 3. Okay? So let's go ahead and sketch a graph. Negative 13 over 3, that's the X-intercept. Excuse me, sorry. Negative 13 over 3. So I can say, well, negative 13 over 3 x, and then when x-intercept to y equal to 0. Now, you can sketch the graph now. Let's sketch a graph. And then after that, I want to show you now, because Pumzilla, she asked me, hey, how do you determine if the slope is positive, or how are we going to know, how are we going to draw before even solving the equation? So now, I can turn this to decimal, right? Let me come and change to decimal. 13 over 3, say SD. When you turn to SD, it's going to become negative 4.33, negative 4.33. Okay, so this is going to be negative 4.33. So I can say negative 4.33 or 13 over 3. So this is going to become negative 4.33. So we have a y-intercept, x-intercept, and we know our slope is negative. So if you come and sketch, let's just sketch this a rough sketch here. We know when x-intercept to y equal to 0, and we know this is going to be x-intercept right here. It's x-intercept, right? Oh, okay, x-intercept. Now let's sketch. So we're going to say, well, x negative means negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative. So now let me tell you how. Because she asked me something, Pomzi, like, how do you determine the slope is positive or negative before even drawing? Okay? Look, our equation was this. Look, I'm going to show you more. Okay, look, negative. Our equation, excuse me, I'm going to show you an example, no problem. So x-intercept is this one, negative 4.33 means here. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. Negative 4.3 is going to be somewhere here. Okay, what is y-intercept? Y-intercept, because x equal to 0, y-intercept negative 6.5 means negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 6 somewhere there. We just do rough sketch, okay? So don't tell me like, oh, why is not 6? That's supposed to be 3. It's just a rough sketch. So we can connect and say this is going to be like that. So let me tell you something, right? So our slope is negative. That's why this equation went that way. Because slope is negative. Okay? Now, let me answer Pomzilla's question, because she asked me something about how I understand the calculation, but please, before you end, show negative and positive slope on the graph. How to identify if it's before seeing the equation. Okay, let me explain to her now. Let me answer her question. Pomzilla, I hope you're here. Okay, I hope you're here. And all my beautiful men. And I've got a lot of other video which has a similar stuff, right? So I'm gonna share with you on privately, so you can learn. Look, somebody give you this, right? Look. Why? Okay. Let's say this is a graph. This Cartesian plane here. So we say, let me just say here some. If you have a Cartesian plane, if the graph go this way, slope must be negative. So you're going to say my slope or gradient is going to be less than 0. Because the graph go that way. But if your line go this way, then you know slope, or anyway, as long as it goes that way, now we know slope must be greater than 0. So even before solving, you should know that. So if I have a line which comes here, if it comes here, and then okay, my slope must be greater than 0 because it goes that way. So if I have in my line, let's say this line here, they say okay, my slope is going to be less than 0 because it goes this direction. It does not matter where it cut, even if it cuts here. So oh, my slope is less than 0. But if you go that way, slope is greater than 0. Even if cut here, slope is greater than 0. See what I'm saying? So it said greater than 0 means it can be positive 5, positive 6, or positive half. But when it's less than 0 means it has to be negative. Excuse me. Okay, now let's check something here. So, okay, anybody want me to repeat phase? Let me know. Anything that you didn't understand, please let me know before I go ahead and do other things. Let me know before I go ahead and do other stuff, because I don't want to get you confused. Or should I do more? Maybe one example, 2 example. Okay, somebody give you let's say 3x, let's say a half. Oh, okay. Let me do this. Excuse me, sorry. This is going to be the last question. So, if somebody asks you, right, like, let's just do rough sketch. Let's call this A, and let's call this B. It's just a rough sketch. It's not like actual sketch, right? If you ask in a second, they say, oh, in 1 minute, which equation represent A and B? Sometimes they ask you stuff like that. So what you need to do, make sure you rearrange your question in standard form first before you do anything, because you cannot determine the slope if your question is not in a standard form. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this equation first and rearrange in a standard form. What is my standard form? My standard form, I know it has to be y equal to mx plus c. So this y, it must be on the left, because this is my equal sign, you see? So I'm going to put my equal sign. This is going to go to the left. So it's going to become negative 2. Why? Because this is positive. It's going to come here, because it must be y on the left of standard equation. And then everything else must come to the right. Means this is going to come to the right. You shift them. It's going to become this. Remember, it's positive 20. It's going to become negative 20x. And this is a positive 5. When it come over equal sign, it's going to become negative 5. But hey, I don't need this negative 2. So I'm going to say, because it must be only y, divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. This and this cancel. So it's going to become y equal negative 10, negative, plus 20 divided by 2 equal to 10. X, negative, plus 5 divided by 2, 2.5. So if you can look roughly here, which equation? My slope is positive here. See, slope is this number before x, because look, it look like a standard equation, m x plus c. So this is going to be my slope here, because m is a slope, positive. So which line here represents slope positive, A or B? Please write the comments, the A or B. I want to see who got it right. If this is my standard equation and my slope is positive 10, you think it's going to be for A or B? Because we got this for B and this for A. If the slope is positive 10, which equation is the right equation here? Which graph? Is it A or B? Leave a comment there. Let me know. A or B. Just let me know, my brother and sister. A or B, please leave a comment. Tell me A or B. A or B. A or B. Okay, Pomzilla say B. Okay, who else? Please, my brothers, tell me. Is it A or B? A or B? A or B? Please let me know. A or B? Anybody else? She say B, Pumzilla. Okay. Please let me know if it's A, B. Okay, so of course yes, it's B, because since our slope is positive, then we know it has to be this one. You see what I'm saying? And now, if they ask you, right? If they ask you, what is the value of here? We know this is Y-intercept because the way cut at Y, and this the value of C is Y-intercept. They'll say this 2.5 because this is Y-intercept, so this 2.5. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes they do that. If they say, okay, what is this? We know this is X-intercept, and when X-intercept, Y equals to 0. So I can simply say, I'm going to take the equation which have already rearranged and get the value. I'm going to say, well, okay, now let's finish. So we have a Y equal to 10x and the plus 2.5. Now, when X-intercept, Y equal to 0, because this is X-intercept, so we're going to say 0 equal to 10x plus 2.5. And then what happened? This is going to go over because I want to get the value of x. When it come over here, it's going to become negative 10x equal 2.5 divided by negative 10 divided by negative 10. This and this cancel. So x equal 2.5 divided by negative 10. 2.5 divided by negative 10. Let's plug in a calculator. 2.5 divided by negative 10. 2.5 divided by negative 10. 2.5 divided by negative 10. And this is going to give us negative 1.4. So X-intercept negative 1.4 means this coordinate here is like negative 1 over 4. I mean negative 1 over 4. Or you can write as SD because it depends on the question. Some of them it could be 0.25 because negative 1 over 4 is, you know, if you put in decimal, it's going to be 0.25. But remember, it's negative. You can see it makes sense. It's negative and this positive. So in reverse now, we know for facts the other question is going to represent the other one. But you must rewrite your question in standard form. You must write your question in standard form. Always, you must write your question in standard form. Look, before I do this question, right? If you're watching here, click the like button. Show Twana some love. Don't be a hater, right? Don't be like these other people, like my other class. I always call my hater class. I love them so much, you know, but sometimes it's like, yo, you know, if you hate them, man, because we know the haters. Hater been watching, but never click the like button, okay? So don't be hater, yo. Click the like button. If you're watching here, show them Twana some love, okay? Unless if you hater, then don't, okay? Because we know people like, if you're not hater, then you're going to click the like button. But if you hater, then you know you're not gonna. So you better pick side, okay? Now let me go. So now we got this one here. So we know, of course, this is going to be for this one. But now we have to rearrange the question in standard form. Standard form must be y equal to mx plus c. Okay? So now we go say, okay, well, so here on the left of equal sign, I have to be left with that only. And this is my equal sign. So I'm going to say negative 2y equal, but an m face. So this must go over. Remember, it's negative a half. It's going to become positive a half. X. But on the right side, I have a 1. So we're going to say plus 1. Okay? So then remember, we don't want this negative 2. Negative 2 must go. So we're going to divide by negative 2. We're going to divide by negative 2, divide by negative throughout. This and this cancel. So I'm going to say y equal to a half divided by negative 2 is going to become negative 1 over 4. You can plug in the calculator, right? X. Plus and minus a half. Okay, so what is our slope? Our slope is negative. Means our gradient or slope, so-called slope, is negative 1 over 4. That's why the graph is like that. Means slope is less than 0. What is a y-intercept? Y-intercept is here, where it cut at y. And we know the value of c, which is the last one here. If you look at the standard equation c, which is the last one, after you have rearranged the standard equation, it's going to be this one, which is c equal to negative a half. This is a y-intercept. Then I'm wrong. Because if this negative intercept means the graph must be like this. Sure. Okay. Maybe I made a mistake here. I made a mistake this question because if it's negative a half means the graph supposed to be like this. Okay, made a mistake with the sign, I think, because this don't make sense. Because say negative half is here. Why? Let me see. I took this one here, it became positive. Yes, positive. And then this one is just a positive one. And then here, negative 2y. Yes, divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. Yes. Negative, positive, negative. Positive, negative, negative. Y equal to this. Okay. Now, slope is negative. We know it must be like that. Y-intercept negative. Y-intercept negative. It must be positive this. Okay, I want to do this question again quick because I made a mistake with the solving here. I think so. It don't make sense. Let me draw this question. It don't make sense. Oh, you know what? It makes sense, but the curve which I gave to you, I'm the one who was wrong. I just gave a wrong prediction. But how we solve it was correct. Let's go to this one. So if you have to write in the standard question, means it must be y equal to m x plus c. So I'm going to say equal. This is going to come here. It's going to become, remember, it's negative a half. It's going to become positive what? A half. Okay. And this just a plus 1 on the right hand side. So on the left, you're left with the negative 2. Y. Divide by negative 2 throughout. Negative 2. Divide by negative 2. Divide by negative 2. This and this cancel. So y equal. This is going to become negative 1 over 4. X. Negative positive. Negative what? A half. So even this graph also. Slope is negative. So we know it must be like that. But let's just go ahead. Y-intercept is negative a half. Oh, you know what? I'm being stupid here. So this is going to cut it here. Like this. Because slope is negative, we know it's going to go, but it's going to come at y-intercept negative a half, means it's going to be here. It's going to cut here. Negative a half. So now we can get the x-intercept. When x-intercept, y equals to 0. So let me just finish up this in 1 minute. Okay. So you want to know what it is, because this is negative a half. I want to get x-intercept. When x-intercept, y equal to 0 means you come, you say y equal to 0 equal negative 1 over 4 x negative 1 over 2. Okay. And then what we do, we take over. Okay. Now we're going to take what? Over to get x-intercept. Go over. When this one comes, it's going to become positive 1 over 2x equal to negative a half on the right hand side, negative a half. So divided by 1 over 4, divided by 1 over 4. Shows me 1 over 4 here. So negative a half divided by 1 over 4. These gonna give us okay. Negative a half divided by 1 over 4. Negative a half divided by 1 over 4. Negative 2. So you can see it make a lot of sense. X-intercept equal to negative 2. So now you have an x-intercept and y-intercept. Y-intercept we know is always c. So we say, okay, x-intercept negative 2 and y we know 0 because it's on the x-axis. And y-intercept, x is 0 and y equal to negative a half. Look, we cannot hear you properly. She says she cannot hear properly. I think there's something with the mic. Can you guys hear me proper now? We are not. I think there's something wrong with mic. Let me see face. X is 0 and 1. Can you guys hear me? Please let me know. Please let me know. Is it for everybody or only Refilo? I think there's something wrong with your mic. It keeps breaking. Can you hear me now? Please let me know before I go. Just leave this the live so I know if you did. But it seems like I can hear myself here, for example. Can you guys hear me? Please let me know. Please let me know. Is it for everybody or only Refilo? See there? I was trying to hear myself. Please let me know the others. Is it for everybody or only for Refilo? Please let me know. I can hear you. Pumzilla say I can hear you. So I think maybe Refilo, no problem. But Refilo, you're gonna go and watch the live because that was the last question. I think maybe something has to do with the microphone or maybe your network or something like that. But hey, the session is there live. I'm gonna share with you to your inbox so you can rewatch. But hey, we can still repeat this session, no problem. We can redo all over just in case if you did not understand or you want me to do it again. It's not a problem. I can get a lot of questions and then we can do it together. For that being said, thanks a lot for your time. Please listen. Click the like button, okay? If you have not, click the like button. And let me just say shout out to everybody. Pumzilla all the way come from KwaZulu Natal, or you can call KZN, or you can call KwaZulu Nero or KwaZulu Natal, Uzulweni, yabona. Or anywhere, man. She says she got some family in Pumalanga. Let me go to Refilo Matloleng, all the way come from Gauteng. She always say, I'm trying to look, you know. I actually, Refilo, look, you know. I'm gonna call you Refilo because I got something I need to talk to you, Refilo. Okay, Refilo right there, or aka Fifi, her aka is Fifi. All the way, let me scroll down up here. Let me scroll up a little. Sim Elilim Twazi, the one who just say B. Sim Elilim Twazi all the way come from P. Ibeja. Hey, I want to say shout out to you, Sim Elile. You always here and you always represent so well. And you know, I'm glad, even though you kind of selfish because you say you went to a rural place and you brought us some, but we never see that. We're still waiting. Yeah, I'm still angry at you. Let's go up a little bit to my brother Tabani Dlamini all the way. He always say, I'm trying to look. When you do your session, you know, you have to keep up your time. You know, you always tell me that. Like, yeah, have you started the session? You know, so I want to send shout out to my brother here, Tabani Dlamini. You know, he always saying some questions, especially intercept. You know, like, hey, I'm trying to, what did you say about the intercept? You know, about that question that we did a few days ago. So I'm still gonna go back and fix that. Okay, I didn't forget that. Let's just go up there to listen in Zama. Hey, he said, hey, Mtwana, I see you live. I see you too. I see you too. Mtuliza, I see you too. I didn't forget about you. I see you right there. See, and all the way up there. So if you have come on. Mtulizeni, make sure you hear every time, right? Cause I see you coming sometime, but you being not every time here. But hey, you know, it's nice to see here. My brother, Mtulizeni Zam. Okay, make sure you hear. Okay, and everybody, if I have not sent shout out to you, please leave a comment there so I can say shout out to you. Portia, Portia, she's here. Portia always represent. Portia, she's here. She said, hey, you need to come back to other class. You know, she always here. You know, I see you there, Portia. You always represent so well. I see you every day, Portia. So let's go ahead to the next session, just in case for my brother and sister who want to come to the next session, you can come and join. Okay, and Refilo say, hey, maybe it's my network. I see you there, Refilo. Pumza say, oh, I'm Western Gauteng. It might be another Pumza. It's you right there. You told me that. You just act like you forgot or something. Huh? Oh, you change your place now. You change your place now. She said, nah. You can do that now, Pumzilla. You cannot do that right now. It's not time now to change the place. She's changing right now. It's okay. No problem. My bad. Pumzilla, she said, all the way from Western Gauteng. It might be another Pumzilla. No, it's only one and only is you. Just like a Refilo Fifi, aka Fifi. I'm gonna call you live, right? I need to talk to you. Thanks a lot, my beautiful brother and sister. I'ma see you very soon. If you have any, hey, for the one who have not clicked the like button, please, click the like button. Show your brother, show him trying to some love. Don't be a hater. Do not be a hater, right? Only hater don't click the like button. The envious, you never click the like button. They're gonna come and watch and move away. If you know you're the winner, warrior, powerful, king or queen, okay, the honorable one, you will know you're gonna click the like button. But for the hater, okay, losers, envious, they never click the like button because they don't know which side they are. Okay, you gotta be on one side. You can never sit on the fence. For that being said, my beautiful family, I'll see you tomorrow. Shout out to Portia R again, Pumzile Refilo, Mahloeng, aka Fifi. Okay, Pumzile never give me her aka. Okay, Refilo again out there. I see her Fifi. See Elilim Twas all the way come from PE. Okay, excuse my apology. and then go all the way to my brother Tabani Dlamini. Tulizeni Zam. I'm very grateful that you're here and always be here. Thanks a lot, my beautiful brother and sister. Goodbye. I'll see you soon. And she's here too. Bye bye. I'll see you soon.